of an Emirati embassy in Israel certainly is going to aid the economic and financial cooperation between the nations. But business people and entrepreneurs haven't been waiting around for it. They're already developing new joint ventures between Israel and the Gulf. Now, technology will, of course, be a key area of those partnerships, especially the exploding field of green technology. Just this week, for example, Gulf Israel Green Ventures and the UAE's United Stars Group signed a first-of-its-kind deal that will bring Israeli green technologies to the UAE and the wider Gulf region, and Emirati technologies will be brought here with a focus on sustainable development projects in the broader Gulf region. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Asher Friedman, the Chief Executive Officer of Gulf Israel Green Ventures, joining us from Jerusalem. And Asher, great to have you here. Tell us a little about how this partnership developed pretty quickly following the Abraham Accords.
Good evening, Calev. The Gulf Israel Green Ventures is already working, as you mentioned, to connect between Israeli and Emirati green technologies, entrepreneurs, and businesses. And we've seen this tremendous outpouring of cooperation following the Abraham Accords. And certainly sustainable development and the environment is an area with tremendous potential. We face similar challenges. We have similar ambitious goals to become leaders in green technology and green transformation, and the partnership and the relationship was natural and developed quickly.
Right. Now, can you give, it's still early days, obviously, but can you give us either examples of the kind of projects that are either in development or the type of project that we will see develop maybe out of this partnership?
Absolutely. We're looking at the issue of the untapped area of sustainable urban development. So we're talking about energy efficient buildings, utilities, air quality, water recycling, waste management. There are very many areas that we're already working on. And really, as you mentioned earlier, the sky is the limit. All different kinds of technologies that will make our economies and societies greener, healthier, and better to live for both our peoples.
Right. Now, of course, we're starting with the UAE. I would imagine a focus on Dubai, perhaps in Abu Dhabi. But as we said, there's this initiative is looking at broader Gulf-based projects. So how much do you see this partnership will be able to expand even beyond places like Dubai and Abu Dhabi or even the UAE itself?
We're already working on our collaborations in Bahrain. And certainly, for example, in Saudi Arabia, the government there is putting quite a lot of emphasis on developing sustainable cities, on moving towards renewable energy. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of interest in what Israel has to offer unofficially now for the most part. And hopefully we'll see Saudi Arabia come on board soon. We'll join this circle of peace. And then we're very much looking forward to using this issue of green technology to be a bridge between Israel and Saudi Arabia and Israel and countries throughout the region.
Right. Now, of course, Israel is green technology is well known, especially in areas of renewable energy, of water, especially water resources. Give us an idea of the kind of green technology that perhaps the Emiratis have specialized in that could also be put to use and developed here within Israel.
There are two levels. One, for example, in the level of innovation in areas, for example, like green construction, for example, using sand to create new and environmentally sound construction materials. There's very interesting developments in the UAE. And secondly, on the level of policy and on the level of building the actual sustainable cities, they've done incredible things with the vision and the leadership of the UAE, the leadership which has created these incredible infrastructure for translating the vision of a green and sustainable future into a reality. And we definitely have quite a bit to learn from them on that issue.
Asher, briefly, just talk about how it has been on a human level dealing with your partners there in the UAE. A lot of it, I guess, is virtual in the last few weeks. But how has it been going that on person-to-person contact in developing this project?
It's been one of the most wonderful parts of the experience, especially with my partner, His Excellency Omar Al-Saweidi and the United Stars Group, but with many other partners as well. The desire to get to know and understand the Israelis, the Jews, to be honest, and to build bridges, talking about our families, our cultures, our religions, even beyond just the simple business aspect, really getting to know each other on a personal level has been one of the most, both in person when I was out there and virtually, has been one of the most rewarding parts of this business relationship.
Right. Well, certainly every aspect of this these new relations between Israel and the Gulf are exciting, and it's certainly green technology is an area, as Prime Minister Netanyahu said, the sky's the limit, both above and deep. Of course, going in the opposite direction, deeper within the earth. Asher Friedman there. Thank you for joining us on the Rundown.
Thank you very much.